Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the new Gauntlet City run of Polychromatic Alliance. I am the MC Ferret, also known as Sawyer, facilitating this run of the game that was mainly found with people from the Gauntlet. If you want to hear our spiel about the Gauntlet, there are earlier games that do so, and we will do so again on the first game of next month. But with that out of the way, we have love letters to begin our session with this time around, and I think we're going to go. I think we're just going to go in reverse alphabetical order of love letters. So with our lovely Void going first, David, would you introduce yourself, your character, and read your love letter out?
Yeah, certainly. Hi, my name's David. I use he, him pronouns. Pardon. And this evening I am playing Void, which is the superhero alter ego of Victor Garcia. Forgot the surname there for a moment. He's a young Latino guy whose brother is also a superhero, who we'll see shortly, I am sure. And that's Void. So my love letter is as follows. Dear Void, things have been going pretty well for you, minus the entire skating thing and maybe stalking a super mercenary after what could have been a date not date thing. That's totally not creepy at all. However, your love of cats and your abuela helped save the day when it came to helping the team. You seem to be getting better at the superhero thing every day. Do you think you're outpacing your brother? I mean, he seems to be stressing out about the identity and taking out a lot of pressure on you. That's totally uncalled for. How are you handling this? I worry things may be coming to a head after all. Roll me with Savior to try and roll with the punches. On a 10 plus, all right, Dempsey would be proud. Choose 2. On a 7 to 9, there was a slip, but you're up. Choose 1. And on a miss, choose 1 anyway, but Sawyer will get 1 special to use against me. I will track down the dice roller, and my savior is currently +1. So there's my dice. That is a 12, I'm afraid.
Well, that's a good way to start. So pick your 2 options.
So the choices that I have to make are that I found out some information that's changed my civilian life for the better. Tell the MC what it is, and clear up to 2 conditions. You're beginning to be taken more seriously as a superhero. Tell the MC who's noticed you and take influence over them. And you have been able to make a connection in the super world or the civilian world. Tell the MC who it is and which identities they know of. Cool. So, because I have some other plans with regarding my conditions, I think that I'm going to take that I'm being taken more seriously as a superhero, and I have been able to make a connection to the super world or civilian world. I'm actually wondering, I think maybe for the influence one, I think I'm actually going to choose Quetzalcoatl for that.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I think that it's maybe I think that maybe he is I think maybe seeing a bit of himself in me, and I think is we'll say sympathetic to the issues I've been having with Null recently. I'm assuming that he sees all stuff going on CCTV as appropriate. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do for that choice. For the connection, I'm just trying to think if there's anyone that.
Could be Monochrome, the guy that Null is supposed to be hanging out with, but I have not put on screen yet. Could be someone from you know, the Dead End Queens. Could be that's if it's a super world. If you want to go civilian life, it could be different people.
Yeah. Um, I'm wondering.
Do you want to think about it and like we go to another love letter as you consider?
Yeah, that might be an idea. I'd like maybe a contact in the superhero world, but I don't have any thoughts on who
Yeah.
particularly. A superhero, I think it will be. Probably a new someone we haven't like necessarily encountered yet, but I don't have a particular.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have like a concept in mind for them.
Okay. So next is Null.
Hi, so I'm Will, and I'm playing Null, aka Alan Garcia, Victor's brother, the Janus. And my love letter is: Dear Null, you have been cutting it close, haven't you? Pushing your mundane life to the brink to help with your masked antics. Luckily for you, Abuela's been able to take care of herself, and Professor Henry hasn't been caught aiding you breaking through Aeon security. But how long can you keep it up? What's going to happen when you skim too close between both lives? You've already been unmasked by your brother once, and it's bound to happen again. It's true, Victor cannot keep his mouth shut. I can already see it stressing you out as you're barely living up to the mask's hopes. Let's vent some. Roll me plus danger. On 10 plus, I vented constructively. Choose 2. On 7 to 9, things are strange. Choose 1. On a miss, choose 1 anyway, but I choose an MC special. Now, having looked at the MC special, I kind of want that even if I roll a high one, to be perfectly frank. So I leave that. Let's see how it goes, but I would be happy to leave that in your hands, Ferret.
I was very happy that everyone else gets 2 of these. Yeah, I can't be meaner than this.
Yeah. Plus danger is 7, 8, so I get to choose 1. I choose. I think I choose something shocking ties Aeon and Optimax together. Tell the MC what it is, and I think it is that building a better you program that Optimax is doing is a basically like a private initiative building off like trying to exploit Aeon super soldier research that was used to create, uh, Colonel Americana back in the 70s or whatever.
I think it's the Gauntlet here in our universe.
The Gauntleteer, yes. And yeah, this is trying to Aeon gets a slice of the budget of the funds from Optimax and so on. It's one of those horrible private public partnerships.
Yeah, I see. Like it's like very field testy. If you're like, we're going to dilute the serum like this much this time and see what happens. Oh, gills and like most Latino women. Yeah, we can't do this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's all shady and like in theory above board, but how much happens below the waters that you can't see.
And I am willing to offer you another choice if you take the MC special.
Since I want to take the MC special anyways, I will take the MC special, and I will take influence over Professor Henry for managing to keep us safe from retribution. And I feel like Professor Henry, it's like vicariously following in her like ancestors' footsteps by helping me out.
Yeah.
So it gives her some, she cares and she respects the sort of superheroics that we do.
Makes sense.
And she's aware of this insidious link between Aeon and Optimax, so she knows you can't trust Aeon to do what's right all the time.
Oh god, just imagine like Amanda Waller but with morals.
Yes, yeah. I was imagining more. What's the guy from Star Labs? Superman's best friend.
Oh yeah.
I've forgotten it because he's not been around for a while, has he? But he
Yeah.
used to be in it all the time. Like, yeah.
So yeah, up next is Hollow.
All right. Hi, my name is Sydney. I'm playing Hollow. Whatever pronouns for either. And so my love letter is Dear Hollow. Sucks, doesn't it? The problem you thought you could blame on people overreaching their own tech for Deimos. Now you know your people, your very fate, was seen as less important than the resources your universe could provide. You're basically the chaff in some wheat. I mean, I know you never thought you were very important, but that still has to sting. You haven't been taking this well. Zachary Solomon is going to make his countermove soon. You may have jeopardized this world as much as your own. But you're usually calm, aren't you? You like to think you can keep it together? I want to know if it's all a facade. I want to know if you're angry. Roll me plus danger. On a 10 plus cool, you directed your outrage at a proper target. On a 7 to 9, that's decent, but you're getting some bleed. On a miss, choose one anyways, but I also get one of the MC specials. Alright. That's going to be an 8. So, let's see. You managed to take out an important part of the American Empire's structure and have gained some useful opportunities. Tell the MC what you got from your pinpoint strikes. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one.
Okay.
So I think I've been just kind of systematically attacking their tracking systems on us. So we've known our communication's been traced for a while. So I've been just kind of experimenting with different codes and different ways to kind of like set out information. I've put out like a couple of like false meetings, like meet me here at this place at 10 o'clock, just sent out to nobody, just to see if they would catch it and do anything out there.
It reminds me of like this really like I think cult movie called Screamers where they did that with these like human murder bots that looked human. So yeah, go to this place, and it's like they'll walk off a cliff because they're not that smart.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that works for me. And finally, last but not least, Artemis.
I'm muted. I'm not muted anymore. Okay, dear Artemis, things have been a bit hectic. Feeling apart from the team, feeling like the family was coming on strong, but things have gotten better, I think. You know who Null and Void are, for sure, while Tina seems completely unlike her siblings. Thank Dad for that, right? More good happened when Euripides ended up being on the side of good. Maybe there is hope for the others, the demagogue as well. Maybe your family's way of jumping in fist first isn't always the way either. You did fine with your board so far. Can you keep up this connection? I'm curious how well you can integrate. After all, your upbringing seems severe. Roll me plus mundane to see how well this goes. And tell plus, well, shows me. Choose 2. On a 7 to 9, I'm unsurprised. Choose 1. On a miss, choose 1 anyway, but I get to choose an MC special. Okay, and my mundane is plus 1. So let's see how that goes. It goes, oh, I've got a 7. Wow, thanks for being mundane. I will choose, I think what I want to do is I managed to do what my grandmother thought impossible. I brought attention to Hollow Park and reinvigorated the 8 being sent in. Shift your labels in reflection of your deeds. And I will go and shift my labels in some way. And I think I will shift my savior up, and I will go and shift my superior down, or my mundane down. I will shift my mundane down because I'm doing this as mostly as Artemis and not as Sunny. So it's more of I'm the superhero and I'm telling you, hey, go help these people. You can do this.
I like that. It feels like it's like an actual campaign that works. Artemis says you can do it. Yay!
Yeah, well, hate this whole Artemis bullshit, but there's a vaccine now anyway, so people can get vaccinated and go in and help these people. So
okay. Well, that is everyone's love letter, and I believe last time we had finally cornered the devious, destructive Simon Wetzel, Cat Whisperer. And I like to think that this comic's cover is the 4 of you standing in front of this desk, and like each one, like I think there's like a sweat drop coming from Null, a question mark above Void, like different markers of surprise, confusion, frustration from everyone, and like the Dr. Claw petting a huge cat of Simon Wetzel turning around in a chair. And we turn the first page, and I believe that you all were taken in the Catmobile to his place of residence last time.
Yeah, I was just wondering, did David finish off his thing, or the love letter?
Yeah, David got... Oh, right. Did you choose a superhero you wanted, or is it
We can circle back at the end, I guess.
Yeah, it's someone. I don't have a superhero. I don't have a name yet, so it's fine.
Yeah, we can go over it with the list of the New Gauntlet City comics characters, or just I'll choose one afterwards. It'll be fine, I think.
Or maybe at the point where it's advantageous to us, David chooses, says, hey, wait, I know this guy.
Yeah, that works too.
Schrodinger's contact.
Yes. And that's the PBTA Occam's contact. When needed, they show up. Yeah, and I think Simon is just shaking and shivering from seeing true superheroics going on close by, and is I think close to Null and Void, who probably have to hold his shoulders to get him out of the Catmobile and towards his apartment.
Oh no, we did the apartment. He tried to do a panic alarm there.
Oh, that's right.
We got him out of the apartment. He's in the Drama Dome now. We got him.
Oh, right. Correct. So yeah, skip the panel opening up in.
That was right. Last time on Polychromatic Alliance, it should cut those scenes, and then we're now cutting back to the Drama Dome where we left last time.
Because that's where that's where Null yelled at Void because brothers. Yeah. So I want to say that this time then the opening is all 4 of you gathered with unless anyone has an idea.
Yeah, I mean I'd quite like to do, I mean we can do it as a flashback or whatever, but I'd quite like to do a scene in the immediate aftermath of the confrontation.
Oh, please.
Rather than just going straight into business as normal again sort of thing.
That is perfectly fine and makes lots of sense.
Or if maybe the others are gathered but Void isn't there, that's cool as well. I
kind of like the idea, at least Void with Hollow, because I mean, Hollow has been keeping secrets, and no one's been able to break through to Hollow yet.
Well, if you want to go ahead and give your pitch, I'll see if I can sneak in there.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, Void was going to go, leaving the Drama Dome and going to go somewhere else.
Okay.
But yeah, So that was what I was thinking. But like I said, I'm happy for us to like start with like the rest of the gang dealing with the actual problem.
Where would you be going
then? He's going to go and visit the House of Silk.
Okay. See, I think this takes you through I assume you're just walking there.
Yeah, I think so.
You start noticing pretty much like when the gentrified parts of Bellevue go towards the more queer aspects as it gets much more street styled with graffiti on the walls, with different signs, with people who've tried their best to reclaim this place. The white man ham fist. Yeah, it's Trixie and Katya from RuPaul graffitied on a wall. That's what the people will like. But you get to, I think there are many different houses in this part of the area, and you get to the House of Silk, which has this raucous group of youth outside laughing at something, and I think it feels, I want to say, like almost like the urban fantasy equivalent of the like princess's castle. Like everything feels right here, even though the neighborhood's not that good.
Cool. Yeah, and I think we've kind of seen like a panel like on the way here where Void's like taken out his communicator and just like left it by kind of the little shelf by the door before leaving. And yeah, I think he's going to kind of stand back a little bit, watching kind of from an alleyway the kind of group of people outside the house, and then he's going to basically sort of dart up the like kind of leap up the wall next to him, kind of leap from this building over to the next one, and actually try and sort of sneak into the House of Silk from the top, essentially.
Are you in your costume?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. See, I think you get to the top floor, and like this is a house that was from pre-gentrification of the area. It's like I think 3 stories. You get to the second story really easily, but like you look in every window, and pretty much there is someone there every time until you get to one that just has one person who is trying out this, just looking in a mirror at their themselves in an outfit, and it's just that comic lucky timing thing of them getting called out and not seeing you at the same time.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I think Void is going to slip in, and he's going to kind of dart around the corridors, kind of looking in through keyholes, open chinks in doors and stuff, and he is looking for Blue Rose.
I think you will find Blue Rose. I think you will hear like just sort of an out of place curse. This is rigged. What is this damage? And then like the sound of something hitting a wall. And like you go by this open door, and Junji is staring in disbelief as Blue Rose has destroyed what seems to be yet another video game controller.
Cool. And I think that like he's going to do that kind of Spider-Man thing of sort of like leaping up and kind of pinning himself like into the corner of the ceiling, and lurking up there, waiting for either Junji or Blue Rose to leave, whichever goes first.
Well, I assume just because of what it feels like you want, I think Junji will just sigh like, there's another one downstairs. Good thing I stocked up on Black Friday, huh? It's just a game. And Blue Rose is just like, I think, looking just like I think they were playing some kind of co-op game. It's like, well, Noob Killer does not play by the correct rules. This is infuriating. But Junji will leave the room and leave Blue Rose to clean up the broken controller.
Sure thing. And at that point, yeah, Void is going to slip down and head into the room. He won't. He might like edge the door a little bit closed behind him, but he won't actually like fully close it at the moment.
Yeah, I think Blue Rose hears like the door like creak a little bit as this is an old house. Like, you're back already, June. And he stops as you're there in your sparkly tactical spandex outfit. And he starts like reaching for his sword. It's like this is completely weird to him. What is this? Have you?
I'll give you 3 guesses. And I think at that point he is going to push the door closed behind him.
And I think you see his hands stop moving for the sword. It's like, well, if you wanted to attack me, I think I would be on the floor by now, knowing your speed.
I'm sorry for all the dramatics. I needed to get away for a bit, and I thought I'd drop by, I guess.
We have a front door. I'm sure Mother Krim would have been fine with you coming in.
Yeah, I just, I wanted to try and keep a bit of a low profile, I guess.
Is there something I can help you with?
I just wanted to, like, I don't know, and I think at that point he's going to kind of step forward, and he is going to reach up and undo his mask and take it off.
we see the peanut gallery, not so. Yeah, yeah, you have revealed your identity to someone who did not know it before, and so yeah, you mark potential, and I think Blue Rose is going to have a Lex Luthor moment, as we've all come to love.
Yeah.
Oh well, you could have come in either way. You look like you really belong here.
Thanks. It's this. I know it. I know it's kind of petty and everything, but this whole secret identity thing really makes dating difficult.
That does seem like it would be a quandary. I feel like I can have some kinship, what with being a bogatir in the service to a witch most see as evil. It does limit possibilities.
Yeah, it's... I know, like, you don't really know me properly or anything, but I was wondering if maybe we could hang out.
Are you suggesting a team up, or is this like an arcade thing?
I mean, whatever you want, really. I just...
Yeah, I think he moves closer. He's tall. He's mysterious. He's handsome. That kind of atmosphere, and he looks completely out of place in this house. And he, I think, like, picks up your mask, like puts it back on you. It's like, sure, just let me know if the mask will be on or not, and I'll show up. I think he puts the mask on, like finishes that, like the door begins opening as Junji starts coming in.
Yeah, and I think he's going to put it on. I think he will just I think he'll just like leap out of the window as Junji walks in.
Speak your exit.
I have a date. Yeet. Yeah. So yeah, and I think Blue Rose is like looking out the window. Junji is like came in with snacks. They all like fly out the window with this like high speed wind tunnel coming
in the wake.
Yeah. So that was cute. And I think back at the Drama Dome, we have Quetzalcoatl walking the halls, and I'm willing to throw this to anyone who wants to run into a very angry-seeming Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, you can go for it.
Sure. Hey, have you seen Void?
No, I've not seen anything but this man fawning over that fluffy beast which has eaten one of my birds.
I always thought you'd be a cat person, to be honest.
I'm represented by birds and snakes. And cats are okay, but this one is a diva.
I thought you'd be fine with divas and cats, to be honest. I mean...
I'll pretend you did not say that, as I am not a diva. I am just fabulous, and there is a difference. Anyway, I need someone to go talk to that. What are we going to do with this hosting of Simon? I mean, you don't think that Zachary Solomon is going to kill him if he's let loose, do you?
No, to be honest, I hadn't really thought about it, but I think, I mean, he's like on TV, right? So he could just go somewhere else.
And he will be missed soon, then.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like we were bringing him here just so we could, talk to him without him freaking out all the time. And then maybe his network could take him off to another city, and then... Solomon will probably be too busy, right, to do anything. Once we know, what's the point,
Yes, and I think we should all contact him. I think he reaches the communicator and calls for Void, and we get that panel of the communicator on the door. Void.
No, don't worry about it. Well, I'll find him later. It's fine.
But you two work so much better as a team. And I think he's trying to shift your labels.
Okay, what's he trying to shift my labels to?
I think,
sounds like maybe Danger Down.
Actually, I think it is Freak Up and Superior Down. It is odd how well you work together, but you need it.
I will take that. I will be like, yeah. Yeah, you're right. But, you can... You're right. That's fine. But I'm sure he'll be around. He's always around when you need him.
Yeah, and he just throws up his hands. We'll get someone in there, question him, and get him out of here, please.
And Noel puts his hands on his hips in a superhero pose, and he says, "Yes, God of Justice, I will interrogate this civilian and lead him into the path of righteousness." Sorry, you weren't there for that. No.
The irony is Void would be really, really good for this interrogation. He's got the 3 mundane, and the rest of us had none.
It's true. did have lots of mundane up until last session. So yeah, okay. Yeah. So we'll get we'll make sure that the cat doesn't leave his room. Does that sound okay?
I think. Are you talking to Quetzalcoatl or?
Yes.
I think he. It's like, I'm gonna go make the nets ascend a bit, keep them out of its reach.
Okay. Cats can climb really well. I don't know if you know about that since you're a birds and lizards guy, but cats are pretty good.
How good?
Like cat-like.
That is vague and explains nothing.
It's kind of specific. And Noel will just walk off and see if I think it's time to interrogate Simon, and I feel like perhaps that is a team move, like all sat round our table of justice and a table of drama, perhaps, and you know.
The thespian round.
The theatre in the round, like the interrogation in the round. No.
Let's just talk to this guy. I've bought some cat food to soften him up, I guess. It's odd how expensive. It's odd how expensive. Yeah, it's odd how expensive this stuff is.
Does he eat it?
No, for his cat.
Oh, sorry.
Dude.
I mean, he's a cat whisperer. I mean, it's Void. I mean, Victor, who watches all the TV, all his shows, not me.
But even if he eats it, I mean, I don't care. I don't have to eat it. I don't. Oh gosh, I don't hope he wants us to share, right?
I mean, I don't even want to watch someone eat cat food. I don't know about you, but
I have no problems with cats eating cat food, actually. But people,
yeah, I mean, exactly, yeah.
I mean, my great grandma has cats, and she doesn't eat cat food.
Hollow just walks past them.
Oh, you don't eat cat food. La-dee-da, don't you live in a wonder world? I think that Simon has this this cat that is looking unhappy. As you can tell, it has been washed from the blood of the bird, and I think it's looking. It is looking grumpy, but he is holding it in his lap, and he's more using it for comfort and more than it using him for comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything going to be all right after this? I mean, no more supervillains are coming after me, you, us.
You do live in Gauntlet City, so
yeah, it's a kind of locational hazard. I've brought you some cat food, though. I mean, not you, your cat, obviously.
I think you said this was an expensive brand, so he will accept it. However it is, if it is canned or hard, either way, we'll give it to the cat, who will actually begin eating it, and he seems to be calming down.
So look, what we need from you is the whole, whatever you did with the cats, that whatever Solomon took and put into this monster cat. Anything you can tell us will help.
A monster cat? No, they said they had a program that needed cat training. That if I gave Pavlovian style simple training to the cats, that it was going to enhance their program. But nothing should have been for war. It's just it's mainly keeping them in places and out of places, and his eyes go wide, like territorial boundaries.
Okay, so you taught this cat program what territorial boundaries are and how to maintain them?
I taught them how to basically teach cats to go where they wanted to go, how to herd them.
Oh.
And how's that?
Well, if you raise cats in specific signals and can get those signals sent to their senses, you can do pretty much anything. And I mean, I thought it was sort of outlandish. I mean, who's going to build or send transmissions to transmitters to call cats to them? Especially like 32 cats.
32.
That was the number in the program.
It's a lot of monster cats.
Well, not all of them made it to the final round. I mean, they were adopted out, of course, but...
Oh, sure they were.
Oh, no!
Like the bunnies in the zoo get adopted out.
It's a good job Void isn't here. He doesn't know about that.
They get adopted out to the snakes.
But does anyone want to pierce his mask?
Sure. Let's pierce. I'll go pierce. Maybe I'll roll better today. Come on, Stingray. Okay, I've got a 7.
Ask one.
Yeah, what are the questions? Where are you? Hello. Move it. My PDF is stuck. And I was moving. Okay, Okay, so what do you all think? I mean, what is he really planning and what does he intend to do? I don't think he's planning or intending quite a lot.
I think the how can I get your character to is usually the
yeah, but what do we want him to do?
Spill more beans.
Spill more. Yeah.
To identify like our next target, like, you know what I mean, like the next this is like the next link in the chain, right? So we just need to find out what's the next. How do we focus this conversation towards the next link? Okay. Yeah, exactly. How do we get him to tell us where we should look next?
Okay,
or who we should talk to next?
I think push him on who else was in this program.
Yeah. Like, who was his contact?
Yeah.
Who did he talk to? That's exactly what we need.
He'll I think he'll start with a list of people, but Hollow, I remember, had done some research on Solomon Industries, and like when he gets to let's say Janine Ventura, like she is a high-ranking member of Solomon Industries, like she's one of the on the board names.
Right.
That's a super villain name for sure.
I mean, if you're given that name, you only have supervillainy to go into in this world.
Yeah, it's true. So,
but yeah, he would turn and be like, "Yeah, so she's pretty high up, so that means this was like a pretty big deal project. Do I know what department she was in charge of, or like what office she operated from?"
She's the head of research and development.
Okay.
So is she a biologist or a computer engineer or something like that?
She's one of those
management, right?
She is management, but like she's basically like the Dr. Octopus kind of omni.
She's a scientist.
Yes,
a scientist.
She's a scientist, a comic scientist.
Cool. All right.
And where would we find Miss Ventura?
Yeah, I think Simon looks down. Like, we always met at, and he will name drop like this, like what amounts to a Panera Bread kind of location, just like very like. A Panera Bread, like they're kind of
it's like a local Bay Street kind of cafe kind of place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They have like soup,
like a posh Subway, basically. That's how I would describe them.
Yeah, like they make their own bread to serve soup in, kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then can we triangulate that to be like, okay, they tended to meet in areas that are closer to this building.
I think when you triangulate it, you notice it is literally the one next, it is the one closest to Solomon Industries. So she probably goes to
I'm literally on my phone, looking that up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so, okay, I guess, weren't really thinking that anyone was looking into murder cats. Well, so, Simon, do you think maybe now would be a good time to go shoot some rest of your show somewhere else? You know?
I think the cat is finished with its amount of the meal, and he picks up the cat and holds it. It's I think any place where I don't need supervillain insurance would be better.
Yeah, I hear there are lots of cats in Germany.
Yeah, or in Europe generally, they have lots of cats there.
Yeah, they have that document that just came out in Turkey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I think he smiles I've always wanted to go to Turkey.
You could be the cat whisperer of the streets, bringing back all those strays into homes and rehabilitating them.
2 years later, the Whisper hit shelves.
2 years later, the Pied Piper of whatever carved a bloody swathe across.
I was
Turkey.
taking on a bank, then cats, so many cats.
Oh well, then that's a problem of Turkish superheroes. So.
Okay, so I think he will definitely take this as an opportunity to leave town if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and that with that pull, do we want that Void is getting a contact with Blue Rose?
Yeah, can do.
Okay. I think we are close to time for a first break. Do we want to do that and come back at the top of the hour?
Sounds good.
Okay, and we will see where we go from there.
All right.
Ah, comic lore. How infuriating you can be.
Yeah, I mainly remember it from I always watched Justice League Unlimited, and I remember where he turns his back on Superman as part of Project Cadmus, and it's such a betrayal after like all of that.
Yeah, it's like as much as I love, oh, I can't remember the actress who they get to play Amanda Waller now.
I know who you mean. Yeah.
But like as much as she is a good actress, she is not Amanda Waller to me. Just because so much.
No, it's something Pounder, isn't that the name of like the
Paige
actress?
Pounder is my Amanda Waller.
Yeah, that is Amanda Waller. No questions asked. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I think with Simon needing at least a day to get out of the city, it is going our are our valiant heroes going to meet back up together today? Are Null and Void going to meet up at home when? I mean,
My
they kind of
my
live.
vote my vote would be for us to meet up at home. Like, but I'm fine. I'm easy. Like in between whatever people want to do before we. How do you think we should approach Janine Ventura? Like as a meta conversation, perhaps. You
Yeah,
know?
I think Void needs to be in on Janine Ventura before
Oh
you
yeah,
start,
for
right?
sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is why I'm saying like as a meta conversation, you know, because it could be something that I convey to him in a home scene, but like if we established what we as players want to do with Janine Ventura, then we
Yeah,
can
that's what I was
do it
going
in
to
a
say.
session.
Like, I think like, one of the ways to do it could be the home scene. We could
I think we should have all players in that
okay.
conversation and not
Yeah,
just null
which
and
is what
void.
Yeah,
I was thinking of
we can
a meta
we can just
conversation.
skip ahead to what we're doing. We don't have to.
Yeah, cool.
Good.
We just have some sullen tension, and which we are, you know, I think Alan is doing the usual, like, oh, it's not a big deal, like kind of thing. Like I've forgiven him for what he's done, so you know.
I like the I like the kind of feeling of like you're the superhero, he's the sidekick kind of thing. Like it's a need to know.
It's we agreed to have a secret identity. It's not I'm the superhero and he's the sidekick. It's I can keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, what we gonna do? Gonna grab her or try to chat her up like we did with Simon? What are we thinking?
And then we
Just
can grab her. I'll chat her up, really. I would say that we
Fuck her?
we can scope her out. We can break into her lab. I can maybe try and pass as Aeon intern, you know, like introduction to like looking for a Solomon Industries scholarship, or you know, use my mundane ability to like mild-mannered disguise.
I will say that we have not gotten your bonus from the last time you rolled obligations that you wanted from Aeon Labs.
I mean, that's an opportunity. I feel like because we're not like breaking into like a top secret Solomon, you know, we're kind of like if we break into the labs, it's going to be like.
Oh no, I was thinking more like this gives you a reason to like have you and your intern buddies meet her for lunch.
Oh,
I mean,
yes, my intern buddies.
We've
Yeah.
established that Aeon is working with Solomon Industries, so there's definitely like a plausible chance for you guys to be in like the same meet and greet at some point.
I think they're working with Optimax. That's what we established.
Yeah.
But they can. I mean, it's not inconceivable that they're also working with Solomon. Or have we
I
established?
think they're working with both because we got the Murder
Yeah.
Cat files from Aeon.
Right.
And they were designed by Solomon Industries.
Yeah.
It's like the Department of Defense. It's got fingers in many horrible pies.
They're everywhere.
Many independent contractors.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I like that, and it hadn't even occurred to me that these could all be my fellow interns. So, how do fellow kids? Like, let's go.
I'm very excited to be a fellow kid.
But I have a question: Is are Void and Null going to become Victor and Alan to Hollow?
Yeah, I think that as we, I think that like me and Victor have a sort of like, grumpy sort of like interaction at home, and then we come back to the Drama Dome to plan our thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, we needed to come see Ventura, like the thing, and I'm like, and you know what, like, we can just forget the masks in the dome, right? Like, it seems dumb now.
Didn't you do that last time? Or am I just confused?
I don't think we did it with Hollow.
No, he revealed himself to you.
Yeah, I know that. But I thought that after the whole blow up, there was some scene with Hollow, but maybe I'm mistaken.
No, he had said like he might as well have just released it to Hollow. I think like in a fit of rage.
Yeah, I think we joked about the fact that obviously Hollow would have no context for any of this whatsoever. So she just like, I don't know why you wear a mask in the first place. Like, yeah.
Well, I seem to remember that you said that we talked about Hollow knowing Alan before as the intern.
Yeah, well, that was it. That was it. Because I said how I think Alan just feels awkward about the fact that he's spoken to Hollow as Alan. And now he's like, what's the point? I'm only keeping it a secret from Hollow, who's the last person that it matters for. But I've already introduced myself as Alan, so now it's just this kind of like...
It's this weird sock puppet game that you're playing. It's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we sit down in the Drama Dome, and I'm just like, okay, as soon as we walk in for dinner, I'm just like, come on then, let's take them off. Like...
Yeah, so, I think Hollow walks in and sees you guys like with your mask off, and he's still like, "Oh, hey, Void, hey, no."
Hey. Maybe he's just not good with faces. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. He knew you guys as Null and Void first, and so he's like, okay, now I can put a face to the thing, and I know you have another name, but like. Peach still kind of like defaults to Null and Void unless you tell him not to.
Cool. I think Alan just sort of shrugs and he's like, "Oh, glad I don't have to try and explain that whole mess of things." Yeah. So, Janine Ventura. I think Professor Henry says that she can get me an intro to Solomon Industries lab down there. Like, I can maybe speak to Miss Ventura about her research and a possible scholarship for me and my fellow interns. So, how you still remember how to put on the intern look, Hollow?
Yeah, it's like I still got that programmed.
Yeah, and how do you guys feel about that, Sunny?
Yeah, I can be a fabulous intern. I guess. Yeah. I've never tried it, but that seems delightfully ordinary, actually. So
just act like you don't know what you're doing there.
That broke my heart. The like, I would love to be an intern, like not chosen by a god, but just working for like no money at all. Like, great. Like, yeah.
It's kind of normal, not like, oh, you're chosen by a god, you have this great destiny, you have to be Artemis, blah blah blah. No, you're just this random kid nobody pays attention to. I love that, actually.
Yeah. Sweet. Vic, you in?
Yeah, sure thing.
Nice. Fist bump.
Yeah, so I think that do you want this to be a yes, Hollow? As you were saying?
I had one more possible point. Potentially good plan of attack. We all go in saying that we have different fields of interest, so we can get like a sense of like the internal layout of like who's in charge of what departments meet where, all that kind of stuff, like where the different labs are, based on like where they would send interns with different skill sets.
That's a good point. What would Janine Ventura's skills? What would Janine Ventura be?
She would be like a comic book biologist, basically.
I mean, that's kind of what we're interested in, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we know that he was talking about like how to set up signals, but we don't know what form the signals come in. Like they could be like radio frequencies that it doesn't like. They could be like chemicals, like pheromones that it detects in an area. It could be.
Well, I am on the super scientist internship, which covers all areas of of plot relevant science in the same way as established by its founder, Reed Richards, a long time ago. So, yeah.
What is your major? Plot relevance.
Yes.
I mean, in comic books, science is science, and well, but we can totally pretend to be. One can pretend to be interested in alien sciences. I can be pretend to be into alien sciences because I have no idea what actual science. I'm not good at that. I'm more a language person.
Pseudoscience.
Yeah, I think there was a joke on the industry that was like, in fiction, like, well, this is definitely biology and I'm a physicist, but I can basically figure it out. Real life. Oh, I'm sorry, this is microbiology. I'm more of like an organic microchemist, so you're going to have to find somebody with a better specialization for this.
Well, I guess we can just bullshit our way through, right? Because why shouldn't we?
Okay, guys, what we're all going to need is satchel bags. I hope you all have satchel bags. Like low-cost preppy clothes, like like business casual, but without the like money to afford business.
I think gets the koala like sticks his head in the room. Did I hear dress up?
Yeah, but I'm not sure any of it would be in your wardrobe. Like it's all a bit.
Honey, and he like pulls out this line of clothes, just like the most bland, preppy, like Abercrombie and Fitch model catalog out.
Yeah, I think
Have you been luring straight people here and killing them?
And do you actually have satchels? I mean, come on, tell me you don't. I mean, I imagine if you have, then they will be hot pink and then covered with rhinestones or something.
Oh, the good ones are, but I'm not lending you my good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
As I'm picking out stuff for I imagine like helping Sunny, because Hollow can just change look to be whatever, right? So like I'm helping Sunny pick out like the best things, and I'm like, is this like your cosplay, Quest? Like, is this what you wear to dress up? Like,
I think like Hollow like plays as like your presentation like aid of just like, well, we need to be preppy, but not that preppy. Tweak this, tweak that, just till we get like a good like model. Polo shirts, no polo shirts, button up, no button up.
Can I have a pull-up turtleneck, maybe?
You can have whatever you want.
Sure, cool. No, I'm asking. That's Sonny asking Alan if they can have a turtleneck because
you can have a turtleneck. I mean, I think it would really suit, like, complete the look if you're wearing a turtleneck and I'm wearing my Converse along with my smart business clothes, which yeah. Like the thing that you have to remember is that we are trying to look smart, but we're also like kind of dumb.
Like we're teenagers or
yes,
something.
Exactly. Yes.
Let me tell you a secret, Alan. You might not have known. I am a teenager.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Not a teenager who's ever had to worry about a job, but
I come on, that's not fair.
I mean, I'm not saying that you don't have a job. I'm just saying that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have job security. Like I'm roped into this job.
Yeah. Okay. You are right. You do know more about slavery than the rest of us.
Thank you. That's so
wrong. You are a terrible person, though.
I mean servitude. I mean, like, like wage slavery kind of thing. Like, not being able to get out of your job.
I don't really get a wage. It's more like, to this you saved this park. Now you can have more of an allowance. And,
exactly. Like you are already in the mindset of an intern. Like you are ready for this. Like you don't get a wage. It's just exposure and credit. There we go. Right. Like,
okay. I'm in the mindset.
Yeah. I think we're gonna turn the page and be at this bland, horrible bakery style soup kitchen, because that's how I feel Panera Bread generally is. And yeah, she has. I think Janine has this large table set up. She's not pompous enough to have ordered you anything, and also sort of, I guess, not nice enough to have paid for your order either. So when you guys get in, you're going to have to, if you want any food, because I'm sure Hollow's not going to get anything. Uh, you can, like, you'll have to go in line and get it yourself. One coffee, four straws. You are in the intern mind, Chip.
But we shouldn't use plastic straws. It's not good for the environment.
Alan pulls out all the straws and picks up the coffee. I mean, okay. Anyway, Professor Ventura, thank you for meeting us. Like, we're so happy to, like, we're so interested in your work, and we were just wondering, like, what you could tell us about, like, what's it like working at Solomon Industries?
Yeah, I think she looks at Alan, and her eyes narrow. It's like, oh, you're interested in my studies. Which of my papers have you checked out most recently?
Could I use my reading the files thing for that, perhaps?
Ooh, that is a good idea. Yes, you could have been reading the files about Janine Ventura.
Sweet, that's a 12.
Oh,
So, yes.
yeah, our most.
I will only say, like, the important detail I've learned from my studies is something that is innocuous enough not to raise her suspicions that we are specifically going in for this, but enough to impress her about, like, my background research.
Yeah, I think what you like, you know that her most like famous paper is like something on octopi intelligence, but the one that she enjoyed the most was actually about the coral reef.
Mm. Well, I mean, obviously everyone here is familiar with your octopi intelligence, you know, your research into, octopi cognizance and its connections to arthropod intelligence. But, I have to say that I was most impressed by your studies into the natural development of coral reefs and their resilience in the face of environmental impacts. Like, it's just astonishing work, Doctor. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I think she will definitely I think soften up enough to order you all like your own coffees now.
This is what it's like being an intern at Solomon Industries, is it? Wow. You each get your own coffee. It's not like this over an Aeon, I tell you.
And she'll explain that you wanted to know like what her most recent project was, or the most what it's just like to work at Solomon Industries. You had asked, I think. And
Yeah, I mean, I'm fishing,
yeah, I think she will move into conversation. Just well, when you're in the upper levels that I am, and it would be hard for some people due to internal sexism and things of that nature. But when you are in the top five of your field, it is hard to maneuver you out of a position unless someone else this high up wants to give up their position. And it's sort of that dropping humble brags in. Like I am this level, I am that level, and I think she lets you know that she oversees a personal section of Solomon Industries labs.
Okay. Now, I don't want to do all the talking, and I also don't have the stats for it. But I mean, we're equally as bad, everyone but David, right? But like, I feel like piercing the mask in this conversation, what are you really planning, etc., would be like way more preferable than me just rambling on. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're the one who read the files, so I think we're all letting you take point until we have established a conversation where we can jump in and have some sort of point where we can latch onto and say something that seems even remotely intelligent.
I mean, her saying that she is in charge of her own department.
Yeah, that's where Sunny could add something about. Yeah, it's important to have women in STEM things, the STEM business areas and leadership roles.
I think Janina nods. Like that is optimal. I think it is more important to have people who are good at it, but to hold the field back and make people say that it is only for one or the other is quite foolish.
And I nod like I see her point.
Yeah, she is way too neoliberal on this.
Yeah.
I will not start talking about glass ceilings right here. I know that that's probably not appropriate, but I kind of want to.
I mean, like, she is sitting on like the top of like a CEO board. She's not going to have the best political outlook.
Yeah, I think Hollow just kind of like spots that and is just like, so I was really interested in where you think Solomon Industries is positioned relative to places like Aeon and Optimax when it comes to like artificial intelligence projects.
I think she stops, look at that, and gets kind of like that rigid comic pose of like the two lines centering on her to make it know that she's gone still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think mechanically that Solomon Industries is going to be the top of robotic AI very soon. But I hear that Optimax has been challenged with its more fleshy problems lately. I think that would be much more interesting than what Solomon Industry has with rudimentary AI.
Right, right.
So, what's your like? I know it's hard to sum it up like just in a soundbite, but what would you say is your vision for Solomon Industries?
Ooh, I think she does give like this sales pitch. Solomon Industries will become the leading producer of the world of tomorrow, but then like breaks down from the pitch. So it's like I want Solomon Industries to help people to be able to reach out to the whole world and envelop it in protection like an umbrella.
Hollow's just kind of like, I've heard a similar speech to that.
Yeah, yeah, it's important. I think that we don't lose sight of the people. Amidst all the technology.
Can I pierce the mask? Because I am amidst all this conversation trying to get a read on her.
Yeah, I think anyone can pierce the mask from that. But if Null wants to, go ahead.
I am as equally as bad as everybody but David. So, but I will do it if no one, David, doesn't feel like. I just think one of them needs to.
I'm happy to make the move.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, Victor.
That is a 9, I think.
Your mundane is 3, I think.
Yes, but I'm still angry.
Yeah. So you guys have 3 team. Does anyone want to have I can see Hollow and Alan have like distracted her through conversation.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, my contribution was mostly that I was keeping quiet and not making all the jokes that are really literally at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
So.
How many teams do we have, by the way? Like,
you had 3 left, and so now we're at 2.
Let's spend that team.
Okay, so you get a 10, Victor.
Awesome. Actually, in fact, while I'm thinking of it, is it okay for me to clear Insecure from breaking into House Silk?
Oh, yeah, that was very foolish. You could have just knocked.
Cool. So yeah, I will ask. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll start with. I mean, honestly, I think she's actually already told us, but I will ask, what are you really planning?
To end this as quickly as possible, as this is treading into unfavorable territory for Solomon Industries.
Sure thing. What does she intend to do?
I think you've been able to see like the movements that she's been making. Like she's been fidgeting some, but you recognize she's been texting under the table. She's probably going to have like someone like call her or fake an emergency to leave.
Sure thing. And how could I get her to? I don't think we're going to get like any more information out of her. So I think I'm going to ask, how could I get her to like leave something behind that might have some data on it, or might allow us to like leave her pass card behind or something like that. How can I get her to leave something useful behind?
I don't know if you can get her to leave anything useful behind, but I think you can like if you go with her to throw her stuff away, you can definitely pickpocket something useful.
Oh yeah, or distract her long enough for Hollow to just like levitate something out of her bag.
Yeah.
Cool.
Basically distract her while someone else obtains it.
Yeah, sure thing. So I think I'll sort of bear that in mind as she's.
And she'll I think that's when she gets like the call from the phone. What's this? Oh my. As she decays out and presses her hand to the phone. I'm afraid I must cut this short. This is very important at work.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, obviously your time is there must be lots of calls on your time, but thank you for giving us what you have.
I think Hollow might sneak in like one last request and be like, because she kind of gave the impression of like, oh, the AI thing, that's not really my field. I'm more interested in like the biomechanics stuff. So I think Hollow would just be like, hey, can you give me like a business card or contact for somebody who would be like more specialized in the AI field or like the engineering field?
And I think she will like reach it. Like she pulls out this like coin purse of business cards and pulls out one of her contacts' business cards and slides it over.
All right, and now I have an office address.
Oh dear. And do you still want to distract her for something more?
Yeah. So I think like as she's like getting up, I think I'm going to like say, let me get that for you, and sort of go to like basically collect her sort of cup and all that sort of thing, and I'll accidentally knock some over like her over her trousers or skirt, whether she's wearing, and say, oh, I'm really sorry, I'll get some paper towels, sorry.
I'm going to help like get in the way and try to not you can't go there, you can't touch her there, dude, what are you doing?
All right, and then I'm gonna roll, I guess, freak to unleash my powers in a controlled way.
That sounds good.
All right, that's a 6 + 3, I think, so 9.
Okay. I think no one's distracted.
Oh, no,
can definitely
6 + 2, so 8. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So are you going to mark a condition, or is this going to be unstable or temporary?
I think it's going to be unstable or temporary because if I'm going to get her pass key, she's going to notice as soon as she tries to get into the building.
Ooh, good point. Yes. So yeah, you get the pass key.
Okay.
I think she will like dry herself off, like getting both Sunny and Victor off of her, and thank you, but I can help myself, and start heading off out of this little bakery with you guys left behind.
Yeah. So I think like as second she's out the door, like Hollow just kind of like holds up the card and is like, so we can either leave this here or we can use it right now.
Use it
if-
right now.
If we can get there ahead of her,
We can.
get someone in. Yeah, we can get someone in, and then I can like catch up to her with it.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay.
that.
So
Okay.
I think one of us tries to get in through the roof, maybe? Like, because Dr. Ventura's got to have like an all-access card, right? So like,
Well, like once
because we
you're,
can all get up to the roof, no problem.
I don't know if her building is like my office building, but like you need a pass key to get in.
Yeah.
But you can just open the door from the inside. So as soon as we have one person in,
Yeah.
they can get to an exit and let everybody else in.
Okay, I can do that. Give me the card.
All right.
I'm
Yeah.
using my legendary speed to get ahead of her and get in.
Okay. And do you want to roll for that? I don't think you have to.
I don't think I want to roll for that. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
running.
Yeah, and I think Hollow can without having to spend Doom can portal in to take the card back and give it to Victor. So by the time she's a quarter of the way to the office, Victor is chasing her down to give her the card. But yeah, and so Sonny is inside Solomon Industries, and I think that this is an impressive technical building. I think there are places that will have metal detectors, places for people to be patted down and checked on. So
So I want to assess the situation, maybe?
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. It's with Superior. Oh, 7. Barely, but I made it.
Good.
Which here is the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable? Greatest danger, or how we end this best end this quickly? Well, by walking out, obviously, but that's not an option. So I think I want to know what here can I use to blend in?
I think that you notice that there is a guard break room, and like in a video game, there just happens to be a suit in your size.
Oh wow, cool! So I'm suiting up.
Yeah, and it's you don't have to have a name tag or anything when you're in this suit, so that's perfect.
Cool. Yes. Okay.
No,
And I'm
Hollow pops back in and is like, "Oh hey, nice suit," and he just replicates it.
But it's Hollow. It's Hollow looking like Hollow did the night that they came to deal with Zachary Solomon.
Oh no, pull up a different avatar. That's fine.
Okay.
pull up something older, I guess, so you can.
Oh, yeah.
Because mostly guards don't look like kids.
Oh yeah.
So I can pretend to be your apprentice or something.
Yeah.
I'm the intern security guard. Interns are everywhere now.
Well, I've even got a turtleneck to show that I'm an intern.
Yeah, so you guys can, I think, easily make it to the back to let in, I assume, the suited up Null and Void.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're going in as Alan and Victor?
No.
Yeah, I don't think you want your faces on their cameras.
No. If we'd bluffed our way in via you could give us a guided tour of the labs or something, then perhaps, but no, not like this.
Yeah, so you guys get in, and I think just in the comic panels, because it's going to be fun. This is when Janine Ventura's getting back inside, gets on an elevator, is able to use her card to go to floors that are out of your reach. But you are in Solomon Industries. Are you going to try to get down to the important labs? Are you going to try to get to like Janine's section? Try to get to the biological labs, the AI tech? What's
Maybe
your
we can
plan?
just get into the intranet for starters to just see what's what, and maybe I mean, Hollow seems to know his way around a computer, so maybe he can draw something out.
Yeah, this universe's computers are not my forte, but
Oh, okay.
Also, my superior was a lot better back then.
I mean, what would that be? Assess the situation? Like,
yeah, probably.
yeah, I mean, I could do that. I could try and hack the Gibson.
Go ahead.
That is a 10.
Okay.
Sweet.
You get to ask 2.
What here can we use? So I suppose actually the first one I will ask is, well, what here can we use to find out more about? So more about the Deimos project, the Murder Cat project, as in like where can we find more stuff? And then my other question is going to tie in with that, which is how could we best end this quickly? And by quickly, I probably mean quietly.
Punch everything. No.
Yeah, destroy the building, and it's all done and over with. Yes, no. I think I am pushing the definition of quickly to mean like, what is the route that will most likely lead to the least long-term entanglements?
Yeah, if we do this noisy, we're going to be hearing about it forever.
Yeah, so quickly is a sense of sneaky is quick, right? Like,
yeah, I think the again to like have sort of the video game sort of feel to this issue. I think there is like a place with the like, this is a technological building, like a place where I think you recognize like the interns get their key cards made.
Right.
Like, like this is like where you get like make the guest passes for the day to like decide, you can go here for a day, and since you if you go there you can get a pass. And I think you've checked out like the map of the building on this computer. You can tell where the different labs are, but you can make yourself a pass to get you into the lab. And as long as you, I think it'll be harder for Null and Void. I mean, if they do something like walk on the ceiling, run on the ceiling, avoid being seen, like the others can get down to the lab easily and not make a ruckus.
There's a cargo elevator shaft or something that we can run our way down into. And so like, what here can I use is we know which lab, which area to go to rather than trying to case the entire joint of
Yes.
Solomon Industries. Perfect. Like, just turn around and I'm like, okay. So there's this place where like we can go get like a key card that'll let people in, and once you've used that key card, like it'll open up this lift shaft that'll open up, like has like security locks inside, and if you use the key card, then the doors will open, and me and Void can just go in through the shaft while you guys go in through the door. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No, yeah. Should I play the theme music to Mission Impossible here? Is that appropriate?
Always.
Cool. Okay.
Well, so yes, we pay the hefty fine to get Mission Impossible music in as we get these key cards made. And I think that there is no act under fire really, but
yeah, I don't know what you would do with that.
I think at least Null and Void need to unleash. One of them needs to unleash their powers to be able to make it through the shaft and not be caught.
Okay. I will unleash my powers. Should we both unleash our powers?
I was thinking I might
Trigger your mask.
yeah, I think that like as we see um as we see kind of them getting ready, Void will just turn back, and I think this is probably like, you know, certainly in terms of the comment panel, this is probably actually the first time we've seen them say anything to each other like on page since the argument. And I think Void just turns back and says, "Don't worry, I've got the lead on this," and sort of like, you know, flings himself down the elevator chute. And yeah, I'm going to affirm my my freak. Or affirm my mask to put my freak to 3 and my mundane to -2, which I'm sure won't come back to bite me in the ass.
We are the least emotionally healthy group.
We're all a complete mess.
So yeah, roll that freak.
That's a 7 with the +3 there.
So are you mark a condition, or is this going to be unstable or temporary?
I think that I'm going to mark a condition because you know, it's like Pokemon. I think I'm not sure I think actually I might go for hopeless, because I think just like the sheer like scale of like the companies we're trying to like take on, and how many people and how much money is in all of this, is just making like it's just making like Void feel like there's not really there's no win here. It's
I can totally picture the scene of like, oh yeah, you're doing your Mission Impossible thing, you're diving down the elevator, and like as the elevator's going down, you get to pass through and just like look into this massive lab that just goes on for days and has all of this technology. You have no idea what it does, and there's so many people. It's just like,
and it's just one floor, like, and then the next floor is the same thing, and then the next floor is the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Noel follows his brother's lead, and is impressed by his moves, unaware of how shook he is by sheer scale. Because I mean, Noel's used to seeing aeons, like vast vaults beneath the thing, right? So this is just less dramatic to him.
Yeah, I think I think the security suits will be fine for Hollow and Sunny. So you all can continue on with your ruse of being an old security guard and their intern.
Yeah, maybe these security guards have caps, right? So I can maybe not show my face on camera.
Baseball mask up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Hollow can just like always have like there's always just like glare or something on like where his face would be on the camera.
Yeah. I think he shoots off like a couple of just like pictures of an empty hallway just like appear as like little things like right in front of the cameras as they go sometimes.
Yeah. So I think that I think like there are lots of people walking around doing for a lack of better term, science things, just going around with papers, going around measuring stuff. There's people building and working with AI, and this is you guys wanted to go to the biotech or the biology or the part where Deimos would have been made, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the part that we still haven't like pinned down is like how specifically they built Deimos. Like we have the schematics. What would make sense?
Yeah, I think that definitely is in like the you would find it in the, oddly enough, the biological research and development lab.
All right. So yeah, if there's like a biological core there, we can definitely head in that direction.
Yeah, I think as you get on, like there's this a very if you've read the comic We Three, it's kind of like this is the World War II esque. We're going to train dolphins to push mines under submarines. We're going to train gophers to dig up land mines. We're going
Pigeons to guide missiles.
yeah, we're like this is that, but amped up to comic level. Like we are going to give a dog a small mech and some missiles and train it to be a good boy in battle.
Yeah,
We're like this bunny will be able to detect earthquakes, and we will mass market it to families. But I think like that's when you like you're getting close to this part of the lab that like, I think like it literally looks dead. Like the only lights there are the backup lights. Like it's like a wash in like red and red emergency lights.
mm-hmm.
But that's where you I think that is the part of the lab that it almost feels like a no man's land. Like no one seems to be over there. No, like no janitor staff is over there. There's like that kind of tape of like it would be what would be COP tape. I just think it says like no experiments passed here, no cross contamination, no that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we can pop out of the elevator shaft behind them, I think I'm like, whew. I heard of places like this. Like sometimes things, like they mothball these projects and stuff, and they just like leave whole just like wings, like this. Just no one goes down here, and the security guards, like they're supposed to look, but they don't even look most of the time.
Well, we're very diligent security guards. We are looking. I've also heard of these things, and maybe there are still some. Okay, I've heard about them in horror movies. Like there were still experiments hanging around, and then the stupid security guard just triggered something, and it came to life again. I've stopped talking now because I'm creeping myself out.
They're coming to get you, Sonny.
Yeah, I'm so afraid.
Yeah, I think it's everyone but Hollow will like get under one of those lines. I think Hollow just like walks through it. Mm-hmm. Like that is like the comic panel, and we like see like some kind of figure looming in the foreground, watching you guys enter the forbidden area.
Yeah, like Hollow just kind of like manifests like one of those big security tactical flashlights and starts looking around.
Yeah, it's this looks like it. Like you've passed through the labs that look like that. Like it's very homogenous in the lab. Like this is the like it of course always looks different when you've turned down the lights. There is a wash and red glow. There is like the only natural light is Hollow's flashlight. I think it's like you scan the area. You come across like empty manila folders or like things like a single paper left behind with like it's like the middle of notes. It's, and unlike being in a comic where you can flip the book open to the middle, these don't actually help you as it gets you may find like day 32 of something, day 57, but no no real ties between it, and you finally get to the cages, and that's when you remember Simon Wetzel saying 32. There are 32 cages here.
Wow. 32 cages. Yeah.
Anything in one of these cages?
Any names like Phobos, Deimos?
I think you see things like there is like Fluffy, Artemisia, Ginger, Hyacinth, like all these, but I think you notice that all these cats do have female names, or like what seem to be traditionally female names.
And there's no Phobos or Deimos that we see there.
I don't think so, but I think like that's like when you like you find another like a clipboard hanging on the cages, and that's like when you like look down, Fluffy dash Phobos, Donatella dash Deimos.
Fluffy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Any of the other clipboards have monster names instead of cat names?
I think like the clipboard, like I think you can like see that like it'll go like you can go back like, to like 4 pages, like the fourth page is all 32 cats, like week 1. Then like the next page, like some of them are blacked out or crossed out, and by the time you get to the front, only Donatella, Fluffy, and there was one, I think, Juniper, under the monster name Yormonger.
What monger? Sorry.
I think that's how you spell it. The world snake.
Yeah. That doesn't sound bigger and even more ominous at all. I think Hollow's just going to be kind of like scanning all of these documents for like headers, footers, really common terminology throughout it, just kind of like anything that would be like a project designation. So that if they got back to like a database or something, they could scan for like that general project and see if they could find like where the rest of the files are stored.
Yeah, I think as you're scanning things, like that's when there's this off-camera clank noise, as like something is being knocked into and dropped from behind you.
Mm-hmm. I'll turn around dramatically.
Yeah, and I think like there is nothing there at the moment, but like you see like a shadow moving in like that. One of the shadows that shouldn't be moving is moving, and everything is still.
All right, I'm gonna roll freak to extend my senses. All right. All right, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So yeah, you see kind of like Hollow's like eyes just gonna go like green or something as he like switches into like night vision and heat vision and a bunch of different settings to try and figure out what the heck is going on.
It is untenable, not or like not going to last very long, or are you going to mark a condition?
Well, let's see what I see first.
Yeah, I think that you notice. I think like it's like in heat vision, you notice a complete like something with a cooling unit. Well, several things with a cooling unit. Skittering like things that look like they may be the size of a small cat, but I mean, or a medium cat, but definitely not the shape of a medium cat. Definitely not the body temperature of a medium cat.
And then just kind of like skittering around and kind of like surrounding us. And
yes.
All right, I'll go ahead and mark afraid.
Can I assess the situation?
You definitely can.
And I'm mostly constructing this as I get an 8. So I'm going to ask. What here can I use to, and I'm saying this in the most general way, like, because I'm happy with any kind of thing, just like build the investigation or like the next lead or the next place to go to, or a weakness of Phobos or Deimos. You know what I mean? Like, what here can I use to discover more about this project? Like, and perhaps I'm looking through the files, and I do the comic book thing of stumbling on the right page or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
And I'm happy with whatever that information would be. It's just a broad kind of like useful
I
information.
think you come across like what Sydney had been talking about earlier, and it's like a oral feline transmission network headed by Professor Henry.
Dun, dun, dun.
So that's Arl with an AU, right?
Yeah, AURAL.
Arl and oral are two of my most annoying words.
I know. There was this band I liked that was Oral Vampires. Like, why do you like oral vampires? That sounds terrible. No, this is not what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this you have triggered a security bot scourge that is descending upon the team. Who is going to take charge against this?
I think that Void is actually. I think he's kind of been a bit like, well, everyone else has been kind of doing the whole investigation thing. I think he's kind of been a bit on edge, and I think that, like, you know, an obstacle that he can just punch is kind of what he needs about now.
Makes sense. So everyone fine with Void being our leader? Okay, I'm going to add 2 team to the pool. So we are at 4. And Void, what influence on everyone?
Ironically, I do not currently have influence on Null because we've not had significant time, I believe, pass between when we lost it, so it's not sort of reaffirmed itself yet.
Oh, okay. Because it's still written down on the character keeper.
I've taken it off mine. So Void influences me. I don't have influence on Void. So you do have influence on me as far as I'm... Like, I still...
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. I was thinking of it the other way around. Yeah, no, so you are right, yep.
All right, then do you have influence on everybody else?
I do, yep, so.
Cool.
Okay, so we are going to have one more team in. So what is your goal, Void?
My goal is to my goal, I think, is to get us an escape route out. I think so. I think, like, at the point we've actually tripped security measures, it's probably the point we need to be getting out. So I think it's to kind of punch us through and get us a way out of here.
Is that everyone else's goal?
Yeah, I think Hollow's okay with that, but
do we have something that we can use?
we have the word Arl, which is surprisingly
Oh,
well, then we
okay.
have Professor Henry's name on there.
Oh, right, okay.
my thing.
So we have something. Yeah, then let's get out. Sure.
Yeah. I was wondering if this would be a time where Void is like, I'm going to stop whatever these guys are and break something out to relieve his condition of anger. But
I mean, probably that too. But I think his actual game plan
he's rash. He's being reasonable. Good. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be another team. Does anyone mistrust Void? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like, I think that, like, mistrust is, like, maybe overstating it, but, like, being dubious about, like, being a bit skeptical about, you know, I mistrust Void to, I mean, he's shown me that, like, I can not trust him in certain ways, you know?
Who else are you going to tell? I mean, and so, and are you off balance or ill prepared? I think you were coming into Solomon Industries expecting something to go wrong, like, you know, not everything to go right. Like, I don't think you were expecting like large cyber spider tick things, but you weren't not expecting them.
Yeah, exactly. We're sort of here on the offensive, as it were, rather than being ambushed. So yeah,
Okay, so we are at 5 team.
Hell yeah.
nice.
So yeah, Void, you are the one who is prepared to go first. I think that's when you see like the huge like tick spider things like begin crawling over pieces of machinery, crawling under things.
Yeah, I think actually, like I think there's that moment where, like we see Void kind of starting to, sort of that like tensing up, preparing to like leap at one of the spiders. But I think we kind of see him pause for a moment and sort of look around the like where we are and kind of calls back. We need to find a way to get out quickly. If they've found us now, more will certainly come. And I'd like to assess the situation, if that's okay.
That is more than fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking a penalty to that, so that's okay. That's a 9.
Unless someone wants to spin team to aid.
Yeah, I'm down with that. So you're just like trying to assess the situation.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I will definitely, I'll try to mess with the lighting system and see if I can get like either get the lights back on or create my own lights to kind of like take away the darkness advantage that these things had kind of sneaking up on us.
Okay. You have a 10. Ask 2, Void.
So, what here is the biggest threat?
The biggest threat would be the network these things are on, being controlling them.
Sure thing. And for the second, yeah, actually, it's probably going to be how can we best end this quickly again.
And you like if you want to escape or to take out these robots, you mean?
Probably, I'd say probably actually escaping is the like I said, I think it's still the prime goal. Taking down all of these robots isn't
the best way
necessarily
to.
Yeah,
I think I will pitch in both. I think the best way to take out these robots would probably be to have Hollow like hack them or overload their systems, and then with them on the fritz, you can just run past, and like the network would be busy correcting them instead of following you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll call out. These are obviously linked up into some sort of security network. We need to do something about that. I can. We can hold these off, or I can hold these off while you work on that.
I can try to take out their transceiver. Sure. I mean, arrow to the right place. Bit of electricity in their system and overload them. Should work. I mean, I'll try.
Yay, trick arrows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to directly engage the opposition at this point, and I'm fighting the good fight right here. I'm trying to pull my punches. I just want to take out their connection to the network, not to destroy them or anything.
Sounds good. Roll plus savior.
Yeah, I've got a good savior here. I've got a 9. That's fine. Anybody want to help with that? Or do we say 9 is fine? 9 is enough.
No, why not? I mean, we've got the team to spend, right? So, like,
yeah, right.
I think that maybe like the helping thing is just like looking and like pointing out exactly which thing to hit. Just like that one. Like right
or
there.
we've established that like small objects can get kind of like sucked up in like the wake of null and void. So maybe you're just kind of like using your wake to kind of herd them into like a line where you can like hit multiple.
Oh yeah, right. Cool. So what I want to do is I want to take from them their connection to the network.
Okay.
And I think I want to resist and avoid their blows at this point because, I mean, we don't really need that grief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think they were all lined up in a row thanks to Null. You shoot your arrow. Like, they can't... They're going in one direction thanks to your arrow. They're not going to hit you. They're disconnected from the network. And I think like, there's there's that point where some of them fall down, like the ones that weren't hit by the arrow are slowly like rebooting. There's like those jerky motions of electronics on the fritz. But yeah, you have somewhat been found out. You're not sure into what level of that you have. And you have pieces of paper in your hand if you guys want to start escaping before more come.
Cheese it.
The best plan.
Oh, just to double check, so my memory's fuzzy on it. But when we were coming down here, did you say we'd sort of passed some other like experimental creatures and stuff in like
Yes.
containers or whatever? Excellent.
Oh dear. What are you planning to do?
I am planning to follow up the rear, smashing each of the containers as I go past to cause confusion to in the lab to hopefully impede anyone who's coming after us.
Yeah, so you let loose like the Good Boy Brigade, the bunny farm, the ferret tango dancers, all that wonderful good stuff, and it is chaos in the lab as furry feet fly frantically.
Excellent.
Can I take a bunny?
Yes, you may take a bunny.
I will take a bunny.
I'm going to... Can I roll to defend the team from, I think, the immediate threat, which is just like getting caught by just like putting like an invisibility up?
That is fine. Roll your savior.
All right. All right, so that's 8. So I think that's a 9. So I think it escalates the situation in the sense that it's now extremely obvious that something is missing on the security tape. So we are not seen, but like it's very clear that somebody's interfering with the security. So they're gonna like be like, "We're under attack. We need to do a thing."
I think like the response to this, like, it will not be nearly this easy to sneak in ever again.
Yeah.
If we were getting out of here like relatively small, now we've just unleashed a load of lab animals into the thing. So now they know that something is happening.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to tighten security after this.
We are missing one earthquake bunny. Everything is ruined. So yeah, I think
Nita in here.
Can I just say that when we do manage to escape, if it's not right now, it can be like a Squirrel Girl panel where we're all just sort of like on the rooftop, and then there are just animals like running about there, like unleashing themselves into Gauntlet City. All of these like mutagenic animals.
I don't know if like any of them are mutagenic as much as just like their circadian rhythms have been heightened and shit like that.
Either way, it's a panel full of fluffy.
Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely have the scroll panel. Like, I think it's just like imagine like Null standing there. I think we've done good. And so like those peeps are there. I think they mean well, but then you look down, like all the animals are escaping. No, they did good. And so, do we want to take a final break before we end the? We're going to get some more scenes in before the final, but yeah, let's be back at 16 after.
I think the only like scene that I would like to have is one with Victor. But otherwise, I'm like probably waiting for. I think maybe next session is confronting Professor Henry. I don't know. I'm easy either way, frankly.
Yes, we definitely have to have a scene with the brothers.
Sorry about that. My screen froze up for a sec. Yeah, no, that's cool with me. Oh, and I'm sorry. I'm bad for these, but can I? Am I okay to clear angry for releasing the lab animals?
Yes, and I also think you hit a drive by leading the team in successful battle.
Indeed.
And so, yeah, do we want to have the brothers scene directly after the wonderful Squirrel Girl panel of "We did good" annual release?
I think I think the nature of our relationship is we could have a scene literally whenever. So like, if anyone has anything that they would like to do, I'm happy to step back.
Yeah, the brothers scene could be like the final scene of the issue, I think, as well. If anyone wants to hard frame something, or we could see about like bringing home the evidence to the Drama Dome.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have to decide what to do next anyway.
Yeah. I think maybe the next panel is like like we see that paper with like Professor Henry as like head of this transmission signal, and like Null walking like angrily back and forth in front of it as the others are looking at it.
I can't believe it, Professor Henry. Like she's been sneaking me in to see on. She helped me in Hollow find out more about these things. Why wouldn't she say anything?
There are two reasons. I think one of them is that she wants to keep tabs on you, what you're doing, see where you're at, like controlling the whole situation. The other one is that she maybe either only suspects what was done with her research or feels guilty about it or something like that. Really depends on if she's a bad guy or not.
She's one of the good ones, I swear. Like,
okay.
And if I had a condition, I would break something right now, but I don't.
Actually, I think that this is through like time and space, Professor Henry burning her influence on you to give you a condition.
Oh, okay, sure, I'll take that.
I mean, it could also take a powerful blow, really, because she's your mentor, right?
True.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I think it's just a powerful blow, an emotional, powerful blow. Then.
Okay, so roll. And I get a 9.
Oh dear.
So I provoke a teammate to foolhardy action or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. Perhaps I could argue that Sunny's words are inflicting the condition on me, like making me doubt Professor Henry. I don't know if that makes narrative sense and mechanical sense.
That would be struggling past the pain and marking 2 conditions yourself, because otherwise you'd be spending your influence on Sunny to give Sunny a condition.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I suppose it's not something that Sunny wants to inflict upon me, is it? So like that's not a okay. Cool. I will mark insecure and I think angry. Yeah.
Makes sense. Now we're all really bad at comforting and supporting.
Yeah, well, especially because I was really hoping to comfort and support Victor later. But there we go. Okay. So Professor Henry is our next lead. She knows who I am. She knows who Victor is. She knows all about all of us. Her grandmother was a hero.
Oh.
Right. I can't remember which hero it was, unfortunately. Did I write that down?
Trailblazer.
Trailblazer. Yeah, I've got just in my notes. I've just got was a former hero of Gauntlet City.
Well,
Her grandfather
so was Solomon's mentor.
Who? Sorry.
Well, so is Solomon's mentor, Zachary Solomon, the
Mm.
guy we're fighting. That doesn't. I mean,
Who's-
what your grandma did
who-
doesn't necessarily prove what you're going to do.
But I thought she was like, I thought she was like Sunny, like following in the footsteps of heroes.
Thank you, I guess. Look, what's our ultimate goal here, actually? I mean, we're just following breadcrumbs right now, but what do we eventually want to take out Phobos and Diamonds and the Jormungandr thing?
I mean,
Or
I
do
always thought we wanted to find out what was exactly going on with them, but like, and then Noel looks over at Hollow and is like, but I mean, I always thought we could use whatever Solomon used to get Deimos over there, and we could use it to go over to the Empire.
Oh, right. That was yeah, you're right. That's what we were after. We wanted to go over and then find the other murder cat. I mean, we took down one of them, and I guess we can take down the other if it's all of us, but we'd have to be in the American Empire.
Yeah,
I lost track of that. Sorry, Hollow. I shouldn't have.
Sonny, you got advice on. I mean, Sonny, you've been in this game the longest. How would you fight Phobos if you had to do it? No legacy, no powers.
Wow.
No team.
No legacy, no powers, no team.
Oh,
Fighting that thing.
Vulnerability, Hollow?
Hmm?
Are you exposing a vulnerability?
I think I'm asking somebody if there's hope for me.
Ah.
What would I do? I mean, I'd probably, try to find out what makes this thing tick and then construct maybe a trap.
Yeah, I reckon that's kind of why I latched onto like the territorial stuff from Solomon. Like, I'll settle for if I can convince it that it doesn't want to hang around my house.
Yeah, but you've got a team. But you've got a team. So the only problem is that we're in another dimension. I get it. Yeah, that's probably more of a long-term solution. But I think we can cross over. They crossed over. We forgot to check on that.
That or
but maybe Professor Henry knows something about that. Sorry, Victor,
no,
go ahead.
No, it's okay. No, that or I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know the place there, but maybe you could find people, find tools, find something that will help you against it, and we can help work out the best way of doing that from here. If we can't find a way over, I mean,
no, we're gonna find a way over. We are, Hollow's part of the team. We're a team together. Look what we, we're gonna find our way over there. Like, you're not alone. No need to think about any tools. We're gonna come over there and we're gonna kick either that. I feel bad now that I know it's a cat. Okay, we're not gonna kick that cat's ass. We're gonna disable humanely that that weapon experiment, and then, we're gonna bring you home.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if there's a mechanical thing, but I'm trying to sort of like say to Hollow that like she belongs here with us, not in a dimension where she's afraid and alone all the time. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Get carried away when I'm thinking of passionate speeches to do.
Yeah.
Is there a mechanic for that? I'm not sure. Would that be support or would that be a provoke, perhaps, to make open
I
up
think it's
Hollow?
the
Or-
answer to Hollow's question, if there's
Yeah.
hope for him.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of my team moves. Okay. Yeah, so if you share a vulnerability or weakness with somebody, give them influence over you and ask if they honestly think there's hope for you. If they say yes, mark potential or clear one box on your doom track. I'll go ahead and mark potential.
Yes.
I'm bad at failing rolls. I need potential somehow.
Yeah, well, bad at failing rolls as well.
Yeah, and you already had influence on Hollow, Null?
I think Sunny said it first and said it well as well, you know? So
Okay, then.
she took the words literally right out of my mouth that you already have a team. Like, that was word for word what I was going to say.
I believe Sunny also had influence over Hollow.
Yeah, so whichever one you guys can fight over shifting my labels.
I stand back and let Sabine take it.
Okay, I think I think I want to push Freak down, and I think I want to put Mundane up because you've got a home, you've got a family, you're not that weird.
All right, cool.
Okay, and there was
So I could use it as well. Like Professor Henry's been like my mentor, you know. Like she was there when we got these. She was there. Like this was supposed to be my future, you know. Like I was supposed to work for her. I thought I could trust her. Like, and I think I'm sharing a vulnerability about who I really am with the team. I don't know if I need to make that specific to someone.
you will give someone influence. So who do you think you are? I would say probably not Victor, as Victor knew how you felt in some form or fashion, probably. And since Sonny just did get influence over Hollow, maybe you're explaining this to Hollow as the.
Yeah, actually, I think that maybe I'm sharing this maybe more with my brother. And I'm making it clear how much this means to me. This you know, like I mean, like maybe Victor's got the impression that this is just, you know, but I'm like this person. This it's not about like the internship. It's about like Professor Henry as well. You know, like she is my like what I wanted to be one day, kind of thing.
Yes, and did you already have influence over your brother, Victor?
He does.
Yeah, and I think Victor is just going to say, like, I always got the impression that Professor Henry was one of the good ones as well. But, you know, sometimes it really sucks when people can't be honest about who they really are.
Ooh. Sassburn.
Brutal.
Yeah. And how are you going to shift my labels with that?
Ooh, that's a good question. I am going to. I think I want.
Oh wait, no, sorry, it's built in, isn't it? It's give them influence and shift your mundane up and your mask label down. But you can also do it, yes. So I will quickly shift my mask label up and down, and then you can fiddle around with it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say something as well because Fox, we've did it. We broke into a lab and we got information out, and I mean that's kind of amazing, and I'm like we did that as a team, and I'm mostly directing this at Hollow because I feel that he needs it the most. Like he's part of the team, and I'm addressing him definitely as an equal.
Yeah, I think.
And I mean, we all rocked, didn't we? Like a little at least.
Yeah, I think
everything.
Yeah, I think Hollow kind of has no idea if this is useful. It's just like the first thing that comes to the top of his head, and he's like, "Well, she's evil. Screw her, screw mentors. No gods, no masters." Like, Hollow's had nothing but bad experience with adult authority figures in his life, so he's just like, yeah, if that's not working for you, then she's off the team, man.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like, you know what's up.
That was pretty sweet with the, like that shot. Sonny was great. You like they were all lined up and just poof, straight through. That was great.
That's just what I can do, right? I mean, it's not like that I work for it, really. Like you guys, I think you work more for what you can do than I actually. So
I don't know. I think putting up with your grandma is a full-time job.
that you're not wrong at that.
And Vic, like you're on it. Like you. I was right behind you all the way down that shaft. You bounced from left to right, and then that laser came out of nowhere, and you just ducked straight under it. It was incredible, man. Whew. And what did I do? I found all I did was find out a dumb file that tells me that,
you found not only the dumb file, you read the dumb files. I mean, we went in there, and when she asked, "What of my work impressed you the most?" I was like, "Oh my God, we're so screwed." Then you were like, "Yeah, the octopi cognizance, blah blah blah." All I did was not laughing at the whole thing, really.
Hey, Professor Octopus is a respected academic of Gauntlet City University.
Oh, sorry.
We couldn't have done any of what we did without each other.
Fair. Yeah.
Oh, no. So I think I get to shift Sonny's labels.
Yeah, you do. No, wait, you get influence over me, which you didn't have before.
Did I not?
No.
And
Okay.
I shifted Noel's superior down and mundane up because I kind of put him in his place a bit.
Okay. Yeah. This is a wonderful scene of camaraderie. I love it. I think Quetzalcoatl is again slides, does that wonderful sliding into frame, and bring in that bougie boring prep coat hanger set of costumes. I'm here to get them back. You didn't get them dirty, did you?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh, do you guys bring those back? I left them in the alleyway.
I brought mine back, but there's lots of bunny hair on it. This bunny sheds a lot, but it can detect earthquakes. Might be useful.
I think Quetzalcoatl looks down, the bunny twitches its nose.
Don't eat it.
Keep it away from the snakes.
Oh, I can't take it home.
Should get along fine with birds, though.
Yeah, it won't eat birds. I hope. Will you eat birds?
I'm not worried about it. It's eating the snakes. It's the other way around.
I don't know. I mean, it's an experimental bunny.
One question, quickly though. I feel like Sonny shared a triumphant celebration with at least one of us.
Yeah, I did, and that's why Hollow got influence over me.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
And I marked an XP, and I told you all that you're my equals. All of you, you're the best. I'm just a stupid.
We're not the nobodies. We're the everybodies.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so I think that I will throw a. I think I want to throw a small hitch in the plan of Null and Void going home tonight, with a certain guest showing up at the Drama Dome. A knight in shining armor, one might say.
Oh, can we have a very quick scene then together before he shows up? Because I think this is set out perfectly.
Please do.
So I think we're we have a quiet moment together, me and Victor. And I'm like, hey Vic, so sorry for blowing up at you the other day. And he looks away I just worry, mom, dad, everything, and Professor Henry, you can't trust people, Like, we have to be safe. We have to be careful. You understand that, right? Like, it's not just me coming up with these things. Like,
I know, and I know, like, in some way it's for the best. It's just, I don't like having to lie to people. That's all.
I know, man. I know, but I understand. I appreciate it, mate. Like I get where you're coming from, man. Like, and I'm sorry that, but anyways, and like give him a hug, and I'm like, like just, I worry like what would happen if, I mean, there's all kinds of bad, like Solomon found out about us, or I mean, God, even just someone from the House of Silk, like they seem nice, but like we fought them in the street, like what if that Blue Rose found out about who we are? Like, God, can you imagine?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yep. And I'm hoping to roll comfort, which may not work because I have I got better Monday now. So yes. So that is a 10. So on a 10, I clear a condition myself, and you get the choice of marking potential, clearing condition, or shifting labels.
Ooh. This is actually, I don't think I've ever felt as conflicted over which one to take for this move, actually. I might. I'm going to drop my freak and up my mundane and even them out a little. It pains me not to take the potential, but and I'm obviously not going to get rid of that condition just before going on a night out with Blue Rose. So
yeah,
and I think this is the perfect time for the bond to kick in, don't you, brothers?
Oh yeah, how does that work?
Oh yes,
if you don't have influence over each other, take influence now.
Yep, sure thing. So Alan will take influence over me again. Obviously I don't get to shift labels because it's only if I don't already have influence. So yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to do that because I had been waiting for the like as long as no one like, can you imagine if those like anti-heroes from House Silk found out? Like, what about Blue Rose? And then cue next scene.
Yeah. Are you both going to be at the door when? I think there is like a very professional knock coming from the door to the Drama Dome's exit. Yeah, I can English.
What do you think would be the more interesting? I mean, obviously, the more interesting thing is that I see this, right? Like, and I think perhaps it's.
Yeah.
I think I'm like, okay, I'm gonna head out and like, I'll catch you guys later. Like I have a lot of things to think about, but like, I'm glad we talked, brother. And I think Noel then web slings away kind of thing, and then I think like as you see, like we'll do the Blue Rose scene, but like Noel is on a rooftop far away, and he's just come back because he's forgotten something, and he's sort of like, mi hermano.
The rooftops of this universe are like very Passions de la Passions themed. Yeah, so at least Void, is it Void or Victor answering the door to the Drama Dome?
In the Drama Dome, it will probably be Void because people will be expecting to see superheroes here, Danny. Yeah. As much as one ever expects to see superheroes, it's
yeah. I think that this time is the first time you've seen Blue Rose out of high class clothes. He always seemed like very out of place, like a sort of Prince Charming Renaissance fair-esque dress. And he's still like maintaining the name of Blue Rose with lots of blue colored clothing, but I think he has a jersey on, some blue jeans, regular just sneakers, and he looks kind of uncomfortable, kind of nervous but his face lights up when you answer the door. Oh, yes, you. You didn't leave me your cell phone number, so I didn't. Is this okay to come this way?
Yeah, but can I maybe meet you in, say, 10 minutes? I'll change. I just, yeah, I'll change and meet you somewhere if that's okay. Sorry, I left in kind of a hurry. I honestly, I was kind of freaking out a little bit back then. Feeling a lot better now, mostly. I'm kind of rambling, so where do you want to meet?
I think he'll just like say like like what basically amounts to a subway, and he'll head off, and I think we see Blue Rose riding off as the page sweeps up to Null looking down.
Yeah, like just the eyes, kind of, and the gargoyle pose, like on the edge of the building, like, and then just the thought bubble, like Victor.
And I think like I want to do like a little like sort of jokey end page. I want to like it's like Sunny's cell phone with a picture of Marina like hugging one of Cerberus's heads, and the other like Cerberus head licking her, and like another one like just chewing on a bone or like falling asleep, and just like a text, hello from the underworld, and then like different bits and pieces of Sunny's life, like said in this final page.
Selfie with the bunny.
Yes.
Bunny ears over the bunny, like.
And yes, Hollow?
I think I have a closer scene for Hollow in his sanctuary as well.
Oh, please do.
Where yeah, he's just kind of like lounging a little bit and kind of like feeling a little bit relieved from kind of all the support that he got from the team, and he's actually going to use the communicator that he's been kind of like signal jamming for a while and getting to be a little bit more secure, and he's going to reach out to Jean.
Oh, yeah, and she will definitely answer.
And yeah, and Hollow, I think it just kind of closes on Hollow saying, how many of us do you think you could get in one spot?
Ooh, that is a perfect line to end on. Yes, let us do the after game bit. So we will go in character keeper order. Hollow, how do you feel about how do you feel that you came today, or ended up today, that you were close to the team, grew into your own image, or grew farther away from the team?
Closer to the team, definitely. Everybody was in support mode, so that was cool.
But who supported you the best?
I feel like Sunny has continued to support me the best, but like Alan kind of stepped up, and I thought that was cool. So maybe we'll go with that.
Okay. So, Alan, shift those labels, I believe, unless you didn't have influence on Hollow.
I do, and I'm going to move Hollow's mundane up, because I feel like she is a person. Like he is often far removed from us, but we're trying to remind her that we care about him. So, and I think I will move down Savior, I think, because I think part of what we think about him is that he needs saving as well,
Cool.
Okay, and up next, Alan, what did you feel about today?
I mean, grew closer to the team, totally. And I think that was, up until that last scene, I would have said maybe Victor, but I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Sunny, and like the named hero among us. Like sharing that moment of not that I ever thought that she was above us, kind of thing, or that she thought that she was above us, but that sort of moment of like we did well together.
Yeah, I think and I think that I will, in this case, I will shift your superior up because you were so very well informed, and you're freaked down because you're still a pretty normal guy, I guess.
Freaking out about my boss. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very normal in these days and age. So, Victor, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think I've definitely grown closer to the team again this time. I think it actually probably is. It probably is Alan, because I think we kind of did make. Well, we made up slash. I worked out
From
something.
Victor's point of view, at this exact moment, you guys made up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just say I love playing siblings where we can just be horrible to each other and it also still be part of a loving relationship.
I both regret taking and I'm kind of glad I didn't yet take the move where I just get to like burn all of our team to bitch about you behind your back. That's a great move. But yeah, cool. So yeah, I will mark a potential, and yeah, you get to shift my labels as you see fit.
Okay. And again,
I think putting up my lying liar label by one, and
yeah, I think it's mundane up. Well, I don't know. What would be a line?
You could make an argument for danger.
Yeah, danger.
Like you're putting everybody in danger by like putting the secret out there.
Yeah, and also he rushed into the battle like, yay, me first.
That's true. Danger up, and
the second time.
I think actually to completely undermine what you just did with your own shifting of labels, I think I will put mundane down because I have now spotted you lying to me after a moment of hard-won thing,
And finally, Sunny, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel I grew closer to the team as well. And I think mostly it was kind of hollow in the way that that he was like, oh, what would you do? And that reminded me that we were a team and that we had done good this time, at least. So yeah, giving influence to Hollow, which he already has. Yeah. So he can shift my labels.
So I know this is going to be kind of a jerk move, but I feel like Hollow would kind of like bump Sunny's savior up and mundane down, because I think Sunny's just kind of like really been kind of like Hollow's like role model, and kind of like he's kind of like latched on to them as kind of like the person who knows what they're doing and might be able to help.
Okay, so that means I take a condition, right? Because my savior is at 3.
Yep.
And does my mundane go down? Because then
no, because it bounces because you can't push that up anymore.
Okay, so I think at that point, I feel like I'm kind of afraid because I feel like I'm overwhelmed.
Oh no, that's too much responsibility.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh my, or maybe insecure is better. I'm feeling insecure. Yeah, that's better. That's like, oh well, I don't know. What am I doing here? Why are they putting them putting trust in me, and I'm just a screw up, really.
Okay. Thank you all who've watched. I'm going to end this, and we will do a debrief off camera. Goodbye.